Well, folks, how's it going? I'm going to talk tonight about Doctor Who. You'll see that in the title. Let me just start off by telling you, though, that oh God, I've just done the whole video on this, yeah? 10 or 15-minute video. And when I played it back, the bloody mic I was using, all you could hear was static and me talking and just background noise and bloody just muffled shit. Oh, I'm so pissed off. Did a 15-minute talk through, and the damn thing was a complete waste of time. So yeah, apologies. Not apologies because you didn't bloody know, but I just thought I'd get it out of the way because I feel like I'm going to rush through this now because I've bloody well tried to do it all once anyway. Anyway, bollocks to that. Let's start again. Doctor Who, a back-to-back episode from 2006 when it was David Tennant. It's called The Impossible Planet, and the second part was called The Satan Pit. If anyone watches Doctor Who, over the years, there's been quite a few episodes that you could, or at least some people class as slightly Lovecraftian. I'm not a Doctor Get out. Get your words right. Doctor Who, I'm not an expert or a super fan or anything. I watch it casually over the years. I don't watch it now because it's dog shit. Anyway, the less said about the new series recently, the less said the better because it's dog shit. But yeah, anyway, David Tennant was great though. Christopher Eccleston was great. Matt Smith I thought was good in the first couple of series. I think his last series and then the Capaldi ones, Peter Capaldi, I thought it was to be honest pretty dog shit then as well. But yeah, so I don't watch it anymore. But this one, 2006, this was in a good time for Doctor Who. And this episode, now I know it's called the Satan Pit, and there is, so obviously it's tied to sort of Satan and God and Christianity and that. And I always think anything that's tied to sort of Christianity and normal type religions, I think it's not, not Lovecraftian. But this episode, back to back, is brilliant. And I saw it years ago, yeah, but I never actually properly watched it all the way through. I think I don't know if I was in the room when it was on and I just sort of kept glancing up or what. But I never really knew what the episode was properly about. I just saw some of the imagery. And I knew I liked it. I knew I liked what I saw. And back then, 2006, I didn't know who Lovecraft was back then. And I wasn't into it. I mean, I was probably into it, but didn't realise I was into it. You know what I mean? I didn't know it had a name. The thing I was drawn to. Lovecraftian horror. But yeah, back then I didn't have a clue. So I just, like I said, I was just chilling tonight. And I thought I had it on the hard drive anyway. This episode and a few of us, and I hadn't got around to watching them again since like years ago. And I thought I'll have a look because I knew it was along them lines from what I'd remembered. And I just watched it, and now I've watched it all the way through. It's brilliant. This episode was brilliant, and it was just. I mean, Doctor Who generally is classed as, I don't know if it's classed as all out horror or what, but when you're a kid, it's scary. When you're adult, it's not, but it tries to be. But you can appreciate what they're going for. But this episode, I think if my kid sort of walked in on some parts of this episode, they'd have shit themselves. Pardon me. But the basic story of this back-to-back episodes is the Doctor and Rose. I mean, they used to do this, I think, in Doctor Who. They just turn up at random places and there's an adventure going on. They turn up on this sort of research base on a distant alien planet, whatever. And this planet is unique because it's suspended or below or above. I think it's below, like a black hole. But this is the mystery about it. It's not getting sucked into the black hole. It's suspended. It's just staying where it is. And there's a crew of explorers on this base, and they are drilling down to the surface of the not to the surface, to the center of this planet, because there's some kind of signal or something coming out from the center of the planet, and they want to know what it is. And the doctor's obviously turned up. And at one point, the TARDIS gets lost. Yeah, it falls off a cliff. So he's lost the TARDIS. I mean, anyone know, if you watch this episode in isolation, not knowing anything about the characters, blah blah blah, it's still good, yeah. But you won't get some of the more. There's some emotional moments in it if you've known the characters and their relationship. There's some emotional moments in it, but he loses the TARDIS. It falls off a cliff. So they're stuck there. The Doctor and Rose are stuck there. So anyway, they drill down to the center of this planet. I mean, there's a lot of other things going on here, but I'm basically not going to go into that because there's other story beats in the episode involving like an alien race called the Ood, who are like a servant race who are like the slaves almost to the people on the in the base, this research base. But that's not what actually piques my interest in these episodes. It's what lies beneath the planet. So anyway, they drill down, and the Doctor and another lady who's part of this research group, they go down to investigate. And what they find down there, to me, the imagery that they show of what this they get down there, and it's just this vast, cavernous, like just these chambers, these huge, massive, down in the depths of this planet. It's just amazing, caves and I mean, I'm always drawn to stuff like this. But what they find down are these like huge, like the faces of these creatures carved into the stone, and these huge stone statues of these really like monstrous looking creature things, and huge doorways, and there's just like you can see how vast the cavernous space is down there. It's massive, and there's these shots of like the Doctor and walking across the floor, and they're like ants. And this type of thing, yeah, always gets me excited. The one thing I'd compare it to almost, it's very similar to in the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, where they're in the mines of Moria. That scene, that film, it always, when I first saw that, I was absolutely mesmerised by it. So I mean, this episode is just, it's brilliant. So they're down there, and if that sort of thing, that sort of thing is something that you're interested in, and you'll love this episode of Doctor Who. Anyway, they're down there, down in the depths of the planet, the center of the planet almost, and they're looking around, and they find this huge circle on the floor. That's like, it's almost like a manhole cover, but it's not a manhole cover. You know what I mean? It's huge. And they're down there doing whatever, and the cable that they've come down on, with the lift sort of thing, it's snapped due to this presence of this being, this creature thing that has actually been speaking in the mind in the minds of the people on the surface. And obviously, this episode's called The Impossible Planet, and the second was a Satan pit. So you can guess it's going to be it's Satan related, it's devil related. So I'm guessing Christianity comes into it. Blah blah blah. Where did I get to? I've lost my place. What was I saying? Yeah, so anyway, there's some sort of being or a beast or something that's talking to the other members of the crew up on the surface. And suddenly there's like an earthquake type thing happens or something. And this huge, great portal on the floor, I'll call it a manhole cover. It's not a manhole cover, but that makes it sound It makes it sound a bit crap, actually, calling it a Mallow cover. But it's like, there's all these symbols on it as well, so it's very sort of eerie. And anyway, this thing opens up to reveal a pit that goes down even further. God knows how far. Just darkness into the ground. And the Doctor and his companion, this woman, they are, because they're cut off from the surface now, because they can't get back up, and they're running out of air, they decide that they just need to explore what's down there, because at the end of the day, they've come to the realisation that they just sit there, they're going to die of oh, what's it called? Lost me words. They're going to run out of air and they're going to die. I can't think what the bloody word is. How stupid. Suffocate. There you go. I've got it. Dickhead. Anyway, they're going to suffocate. So the Doctor decides that they're going to use rest of the cable they've got to try and lower him down. So he lowers down, and they get so far and they run out of cable, and he's just suspended in this darkness. This it's just so dark and creepy. And he decides that he's just going to take a punt on it, and he's going to just drop, because he says, like, it could, I could be near the bottom, I could be 30 feet from the bottom, or it could be miles. And he's like, well, I could maybe survive 30 feet. And so he just takes a punt on it, and he just decides to take the gamble, and he drops. And he reaches the bottom, and I think he says he doesn't die because there's like a cushion of air down there that breaks the fall. So anyway, he's down there, and he just discovers more sort of. I think there's some cave paintings down there, and it depicts, a race of beings trapping this. It's like a picture of like a devil, you know what I mean? And it depicts them trapping it down there in like a prison. Hold on. Yeah, traps down there. Yeah. So it depicts these on the cavern wall, and he's sort of wandering around talking to himself, trying to work out what's going on down there, blah, blah, blah. And suddenly he sees these two huge, like, urn type things on like a pedestal, one each side. And there's like a ledge. They're right in front of like a ledge that sort of drops off. And he touches one of these things, and it lights up. And then suddenly there's this a brilliant reveal of what's before him, and he looks stunned. And you see, off the edge of this ledge is a huge horned devil creature, Satan thing. It's massive. And yeah, when you're watching it, you can see it's CGI, and I think it's done well for an episode of Doctor Who. You put it alongside a big budget, a blockbuster film, and you can see it's doesn't cost, it's not as good as a big blockbuster film. But for Doctor Who, I always thought this was well done. But anyway, this huge devil, it's the devil basically, and the Doctor's there, and this thing's chained up, and obviously it's because it's down like a pit as well, and it's so big, its head is almost like level with where the Doctor is, and it's chained up, and it's sort of thrashing around and that. But the Doctor comes to the conclusion, he realises that, hold on, just make sure this damn thing's still recording. Yeah, we're still recording. I thought I was talking to myself then, Jesus. Doctor's, he realises that this huge monster, devil, creature, beast thing is just the body. I mean, it's still thrashing around and it's still moving and that, but he realises that the mind, the soul of this thing, has escaped into one of the bodies of the people on the surface. So what he does is he smashes the two urn things, which seem to be the life. No, hold on. I've just watched it and I can't. Oh, I don't bloody know. He smashes these two urn things, which prevent the rocket on the surface, because the people on the surface think the Doctor's dead and they're all doomed and they need to get away. And they don't realise that the devil, the Satan thing, is inhabiting the body of one of their crewmates, and it wants to escape. So they're jetting off in the rocket, and the Doctor smashes these two urns, and it destabilizes the planet, and the planet starts going into the black hole. Did I mention the black hole? Yeah, I'm sure I did. Anyway, so the planet's going into the black hole. Yeah, but at this point, yeah, so that happens, and then he discovers the TARDIS is down where he is. So when it fell off the cliff, did I mention the bloody TARDIS falling off a cliff? I'm sure I did as well. Flipping out, my memory's awful. Anyway, he discovers the TARDIS down there, gets in it, and he rescues the ship from getting sucked into the black hole. Done. The episode's done. That's the basics of it anyway. You can go and watch it and you'll see there's a lot more to it than I've just said, but I've just gone along the lines of the things that really interested me. But yeah, honestly, like I said, back in the day, I didn't even know what Lovecraft was. I didn't realise I was a Lovecraft fan. Obviously, I knew I loved this type of thing, but I didn't have a name for it. And I didn't really know, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, this episode, I think, is. I mean, I'm not an expert, like I say. I know there's a few episodes of Doctor Who that touch on Lovecraftian type. You could say it's Lovecraftian. I think this one is the most Lovecraftian, ish cosmic horror Doctor Who episode that there is. I think it's brilliant. And it's well worth a look. If anyone hasn't heard of Doctor Who or hasn't heard of this particular episode, then definitely check it out. I think it's because when they restarted Doctor Who in 2005, I think they kind of just started from, they called it Series 1 of modern Doctor Who, even though it would have been series flipping, I don't know, 20 or something. But in the modern Doctor Who, I think it's Series 2, Episode 8 and 9. I think that's what it is. Yeah, The Impossible Planet and The Satan Pit. So, yeah, go and check it out. I definitely recommend it. Look beyond, some of the, not so great effects and, things like that. Look beyond that, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And just enjoy the visuals of when they're down in the caves and just take it in. I just think it's brilliant. It's amazing. And it's right up my street. I think I'll leave it there. So I'm going to just waffle. So, yeah, go and check it out. And I think that's all I've got to say. Yeah, thanks for listening. Cheerio for now. Take care.